And a very good evening to you. I'm Lisa Lord with the CBC Evening News. In our top story tonight, a daring robbery outside the Scotiabank in Coconut Walk, Christchurch around 9:30 this morning. Lisa Broom has the story.
Well, what was initially reported as a bank robbery turned out to be an attack on an individual in the vicinity of the bank. Police say a man was about to enter the Scotiabank at Coconut Walk when he was attacked by another wearing a mask. He was reportedly struck on his head with an object and an undisclosed sum of money stolen. The victim was taken to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital by ambulance. Scotiabank's marketing manager, Amanda Lynch Foster, says it was an unfortunate incident.
We're obviously really concerned for our customer and we wish him much better. This is a very unfortunate incident, terrible incident. Customer and staff safety is, of course, of paramount importance to Scotiabank. And as such, we are cooperating fully with the police on their investigation into this matter. And in fact, we urge any members of the public, if they have any information that can assist, to reach out to the police as well. And we should emphasize this happened outside of our branch, not inside of our branch. And fortunately, no one else was injured, but we are, of course, very concerned for the gentleman that was injured.
Now, in light of this latest robbery, the police force is advising business owners and individuals to be increasingly vigilant when transporting cash. Lawmen say consideration should be given to employing a cash carrying company if moving large amounts of money on a regular basis. They also say that leaving business premises with cash in hand can be high risk, and the cash carrier will be most vulnerable at the start or finish of the journey. So here's what they advise. Vary delivery and pickup times daily to remove the predictability of cash movement and times. Always use adult staff to take cash to the bank. If possible, have more than one person to help escort the money. Don't carry cash in a marked bag or canvas money bag. If you carry the money in a bag, use one that does not look as though it holds money. Use the quickest route and the busiest streets to the bank. Walk towards oncoming traffic rather than have traffic coming up behind you. Carry a mobile phone. If you're driving to the bank, try to vary the route. Be alert for suspicious persons or vehicles that may be following you or at your destination. And finally, lock car doors while you are en route to the bank. Now, regarding today's robbery, lawmen are asking anyone who may have witnessed the incident to contact the nearest police station. Lisa Broom, CBC News.
And thank you, Lisa. Government will not be shelving plans to restructure the sugar industry. The strong statement from Agriculture Minister Dr. David Eswick, who's also announced that a new financier has been found to complete the project.
Speaking at a DLP St. Lucie branch meeting in Pike Corner, Agriculture Minister Dr. Eswick took issue with suggestions that the island should close the industry.
It is rubbish to believe that Barbados can turn all its plantation lands into vegetables and root crops. If you take 10 or 15 plantations in Barbados and they grow root crops and vegetables alone, the market will be flooded with every single product. There will be massive gluts in Barbados and the farmers will not make one cent.
Dr. Eswick says he doesn't intend to be the minister presiding over the demise of the sugar sector.
I would never want to see Barbados become like St. Kitts and Antigua and the other countries that have made the mistake that they've made. I am in contact every day with the persons who have sold off the sugar industry into private sector operators in Jamaica. And I regret the day now. The Chinese down there losing the shirt.
The Agriculture Minister has acknowledged that there have been reported challenges with the Japanese financing of the project.
They had trouble not because they didn't want to finance the project, but because they were structurally in a set of difficult arrangements within the OECD structure. As a result of that, we decided that in the interest of protecting those persons in the industry, that it was best to appreciate that arrangement and to move to look for additional funding.
He's also discussed the issue with Finance Minister Chris Sinclair and expects new funding will be secured shortly.
We have been fortunate and then in that Mega Insurance, which is the World Bank division, seems to have quite favor with the financing arrangements being put together through National Standard Finance from the United States. And that a firm offer has now been put to the government, and that offer is now with the Ministry of Finance for their comments on the term sheet before it goes to Cabinet for final ratification. Once that is done, then we will be in a position to carry out exactly what ONF and them say we should carry out, exactly what the Land and Mill said we should carry out, exactly what the CDB study said we should carry out, exactly what the IDB study, KPAT study we should carry out, exactly what Schaefer Souza said we should carry out, exactly what Brocketeer and study said we should carry out. I carry it out.
The minister also stressed that government has a commitment to the estimated 4,500 sugar industry workers, especially at a time of ongoing retrenchment. He says he will fight if he has to preserve their jobs. Sean Farrell, CBC News.
Well, new trucks are coming for the Sanitation Service Authority, and it's hoped the new fleet will enhance its operations. Environment Minister Dr. Dennis Lowe says several studies will also be undertaken as government looks to transform the SSA. He was speaking during a DLP Christchurch East Branch meeting at the St. Christopher Primary School last night. The SSA has faced mounting criticism over the past several months from Barbadians over its tardiness in collecting garbage. Well, it appears that may be a thing of the past. Environment Minister Dr. Dennis Lowe says government is looking at purchasing 20 new trucks for the authority soon at $500,000 each.
We're in the process of working out the logistics of getting that program in place, and associated with that program, we have to look at the appropriate type of vehicle. In other words, we want to put vehicles that will be able to negotiate the terrain in the various parts of the country. We have to look at the cost of each unit. We have to look at parts availability. We have to look at the agent, the local agent that will assist us in getting the parts quickly. We have to look at the selection and training of drivers. Very important, the selection and training of drivers. And we have to look, of course, at a new and fully modernized mechanical workshop facility.
And with Barbadians reportedly producing 1,400 tons of garbage daily, Dr. Lowe says scheduling the collection is critical. He says a schedule for several densely populated areas will be released in the coming days.
Britain's Hill, the Ivy, which is another high volume area because it has a housing area as well. Okay. Say escort. That collection stream is going to be routinely mapped out now. And we will be, by Wednesday, I'll be meeting and giving them the schedule. You with me? Bonnets, another high volume area. Deacon's Farm, another high volume area.
And given the significant cost of the new trucks, Dr. Lowe wants Barbadians to be more mindful about what they throw into the garbage, especially with the Christmas season approaching.
People want to put a whole chest of drawer in the garbage truck. And then when the collection team refuse it, they want to cuss. And they leave it out there. There is in the law of the Act of the SSA and in the Act of the Ministry of Health, there is in there a conditionality listed of how waste should be put out. And then people want to put trees. You get people to come and cut the grass, and they put out 10 or 15 bags of grass and expect that the truck is to move it.
Dr. Lowe adds that as part of efforts to further improve the service, there are plans for a route management study along with a fleet management study to be undertaken at the SSA. In the coming weeks, the authority will also be telling Barbadians when, how, and where to dispose of garbage to make the process easier for everyone involved. And we'll have more news ahead in just a moment, but first we want to get your take on this question. Should Barbados continue to invest in a sugar industry? Text yes or no to short code 8111, the result at the end of our news.
You're looking good. I love your hair, your skin, so good looking. It must be the
I sent a text to the economic program, and then I got a call saying that I was a winner. This system is beautiful. For baths, it is excellent. I want to thank SunPower for this wonderful gift and giving back to the community. And I want to say again, thanks very much to Economics and SunPower, and I encourage everyone to watch the show. You too can be a winner.
The Barbados Food and Wine and Rum Festival, November 20th to 23rd. Taste the culinary delights of top local and international chefs like Marcus Samuelson, Anne Burrell, Tyler Florence, Roger Mooking, Michael Hines, Dane Sadler, Daphne's Restaurant, and more. The Barbados Food and Wine and Rum Festival, 5th edition, November 20th to 23rd. Visit foodwinerum.com or contact Premier Event Services Inc. at 435-0670. Get your tickets now at Wine World or Ticketbound.com.
Ebola is a rare and often deadly disease. If you have traveled to an area where the virus has been reported, monitor your health for 21 days after returning and call your doctor if you experience fever, headache, achiness, sore throat, diarrhea, vomiting, stomach pain, rash or red eyes. Before you go to the doctor or emergency room, tell your doctor about your recent travels and any symptoms. Ebola. Know the facts.
St. Michael man is homeless after fire destroyed his home at Dean's Village, Bank Hall. Albert Mitchell, better known as Country, was renting the timber house. He said he lost all his possessions except for a few chairs, which were saved by his neighbors. 2 fire tenders, 6 fire officers and 2 sub-officers responded to that fire. The employee of the crane said he left home around 7:30 this morning with only the refrigerator plugged in, but just after midday he was informed by a friend that the house was ablaze.
I feel real bad to see my house, the house burned down. I don't have no clothes, or nothing. No, the people saved the chairs for me. Nothing else. I don't know what I do. I don't have an idea. I don't have iron, I don't have nothing on there.
Barbados' Attorney General Adriel Brathwaite wants reformed inmates reintegrated into the workforce. To push his cause, he's highlighted the case of a former inmate who wrote to Prime Minister Frundell Stewart detailing how difficult it was for him to secure a job. Mr. Brathwaite wants the business community to assist these individuals.
See how we can help more ex-offenders. And I quoted the date of the letter because it predated my call last week in another forum. I know that the dutiful business people that you will institute your governance that will efficiently manage your hiring and employee practices to accommodate some of the men and women that I speak about who are deserving of a second chance.
And with respect to the backlog of cases in the court system, Mr. Brathwaite says they're working to expedite them.
Following a meeting with the ADR Association on Tuesday, I wish to publicly suggest that the general public and corporate Barbados be less litigious and resort to mediation. I'm committing a mediation bill to Parliament next year. I'm publicly saying to you that following my discussions with the ADR Association, that once I'm Attorney General of this country, that I will ensure that an ADR bill, a mediation bill, is brought to Parliament next year.
A new local company has been formed to organize and manage shows internationally. According to promoter Al Jilts, Fast 7 Star Entertainment was created because of the success the parties have had with the Hennessy Artistry Show.
This year we united and we created this company called Fast 7 Star. And apart from Hennessy Artistry, we are prepared that if there are any other significant international productions like this, which people want to employ us to present, even if it's the next Rihanna show, even if anything that of an international nature that people want us to do, whether here, regionally or internationally, we have the expertise, we have the manpower, we have the technology in Barbados.
Barbadians have been asked to join with their parish ambassadors in wearing their parish colors this month to further celebrate independence. This from Celia Toppin, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Youth. She was speaking to the media shortly before accepting a check from the Insurance Corporation of Barbados Limited to the ministry to help finance the community independence celebrations.
We are here to to invite the public to come on board with this concept of wearing your parish colors during the month of November as we celebrate our independence. Because the polo shirts are the official attire of the parish ambassadors, the attendants and the parish independence committees throughout their tenure. And we want to encourage all Barbadians to follow suit and identify with their parishes by wearing their respective colors.
ICBL has been the sponsor of the celebrations for the past 8 years, and Communications Assistant Damien Maskell said the company has always had a strong focus on helping youths with ways to better themselves.
At ICBL, we have a soft spot for youth development, and we like to support initiatives that impact young people directly in a significant way. And we see our partnership with the CICS as a long-term one, where we are making the organization making a meaningful contribution to developing the nation's young people.
Regional news next, but first a reminder that we want to hear from you on this question. Should Barbados continue to invest in a sugar industry? Text yes or no to short code 8111. The result